There is like, but
10 seconds
I don't know. It's
remaining.
playable here.
I mean, OD is also an option. He might be a
TNC
little bit
Predators
slow.
turn to pick.
They ban out the TA themselves.
Dire team pick.
And it will be the Lina.
They
Yeah.
take the Lina.
Lina's definitely the most like well-rounded. It gives you
Yes.
some tower damage. It gives you damage into the chrono. It gives you follow-up stun for after the chrono or something if someone's still surviving. Just very well-rounded hero. Plays pretty well. Like has 2 frontliners already in the Timber and the Faceless Void. Not really the best IO
10
partner.
seconds
So IO
remaining.
and Faceless Void are pretty much the only buddies this game. Doesn't
Yeah.
really have like a secondary
5
friend.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. The way this draft evolved, it looked like TNC kind of grabbed the Wisp and then had to move it into another direction. And now you go, well, not the ideal Wisp pairings, but hey, he could still buff up a Void. I don't have any problems with that. Taxi service.
Well, guys, I have a shocking revelation here. Will they pick Wind Ranger?
I'm going to go with yes.
I mean, there's an IO +1. It's a decent Wind Ranger game. Wow,
And
guys.
You're at your
There it is.
Select your heroes.
Spoilers in the chat. I think Weehaw's playing Wind Ranger.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nigma have arrived at the Leipzig Major. We've got a Weehaw Wind Ranger, game number 1. All right. Well, pretty stable drafts for both sides. I think a lot of merit to both. I'm looking forward. I think this should be a pretty even matchup. Are you giving an edge to either draft here?
I kind of like TNC's draft a little bit better. My problem is definitely the Timber Saw. I think if Timber gets an okay laning scenario, then I really like their draft. But I fear that he's not going to. So it's like I want to like TNC's draft, but I think that the Timber's going to have such a problem that Nigma are going to have a better start to this game.
A lot of pressure on this Warlock. If you can get those counter initiations on the Faceless Void, he does have this tool to completely disrupt the Chrono, but that's a big if. Same can be said for GH on this Earthshaker. Earthshaker, one of the classic heroes against the Void, just has long range, and if you hit that fissure right, sometimes you can completely mitigate the effectiveness of somebody getting caught in a Chrono.
Yeah, there's kind of a bit of a game here for both Kuro and GH where let's say if fights start happening before GH has the Blink Dagger, fights are gonna be very difficult because once the Golem gets dropped, he pretty much has to either drop it on the relocate or on the Chrono itself, right? But it's kind of weird because the relocate and the Chrono are always gonna be in the same spot every fight. That actually makes it okay. Typically what happens is if you have Faceless Void, like the IO is usually like paired. I don't know. I always picture it as like someone else. So if the IO relocates in the Faceless Void and they both get Golem, that's actually a big problem.
Yeah.
Because you want to say that they have 2 big important cooldowns, right? In the Chronosphere and the relocate. So if you were to waste the rock on one of those 2 cooldowns, that means that like now the Chrono's going to have free reign. But because they're both paired together, what's going to happen is that if they relocate in, they're going to get rocked, and then they're still going to be close enough together that there could be a follow-up Fissure and potentially even a follow-up Shackle. So even though they only have 1 good AoE stun, I think theoretically Nigma could just like win, win fights if they just Golem the relocate.
Yes. I would sort of agree.
Because like imagine if the Timbersaw had like the big stun. If he was like the Ravage or something, right? It's like the relocate comes in, then this guy blink Ravages or blink Chronos if it was like an offlane Void or something, let's say. And then it's like, okay, we got the reset. Now we're gonna get all this additional damage off of these guys that have come in. But I don't think there's a reset plan here.
Yeah. Also curious how they'll build the Void. Are Midas's completely out? Like, what's the go-to Lifestealer build these days? I'm assuming the Midas Radiance has finally...
Yeah, we're Maelstrom gamers now.
We're all
probably
Maelstrom.
Maelstroms for both.
Okay, all right.
Like both the Lifestealer and the Void.
Do you still go Radiance eventually on Lifestealer? Is that up?
I see it in pubs sometimes, but I think it has to be like a really good Radiance game for scaling and stuff in a pro match. It has to be like some PL or something, and you got like 4 kills in lane, and you already have like a Maelstrom. You know, it has to be something like along those lines. I have seen Maelstrom Radiance a couple times though.
All right. I mean, that can be a great farming build. You just cruise through the jungle, so it's certainly a good accelerator. I'm glad that has finally gone away, though. I think it felt like for months we were watching these Lifestealer games of just, all right, I know what he's going to do. It's going to be Midas. It's going to be Radiance. We're not going to see him until 18 minutes or whatever his timing is to pop out of the lane. And it got a little tiresome after
terrible.
a while, but I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that got real old real fast.
It was good. I understand why people did it. It was just very one-dimensional gameplay. Let's put it that way. Okay, and who's won the courier battle here? There's so many of them now. See a couple of donkeys there on the Dire. All right. No donkeys on the Radiant except for one. I think we're going to have to give it to TNC for the cosmetics game.
What about this, like, golden thing?
Well, I saw that one first, but then the rest of them were so mundane that I don't know if one courier can outweigh the combination of the remaining four, though I will say I am a sucker for Cluckles. Big Cluckles fan.
All right, fair enough.
It's a quality courier there.
Well, to start things out here, we got March, Tims, and KP up top right now. Of course, the favorite tri-lane hero of the Timbersaw. As, they will now move away, so they leave some vision here to KP, try and help his game plan. When the patch first dropped and we had this new map, this ward was super popular up here, the one they planted here. It's kind of gone away a little bit, though. You don't really see it that often anymore, so maybe that'll help it survive on the cliff. It's a bit dangerous, though, as you can see, because they're also going to block the small camp. So it means that if Nigma come over here to deward the small camp, they might also get a sentry onto that high ground peak there, but they don't have any abilities that'll let them see up there without, like, Weehawk coming over and power shotting or something. So they'd have to, drop an additional ward, yada, 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 so it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. It's like all the plateau spots. They're very tempting,
Bam.
but they're generally the most obvious. So,
Dude, how did KP get that? I
Fast
thought for
fingers.
sure Kuro was ahead of him.
I don't know.
Like, wasn't he, like, on the bounty rune?
Kind
I
of
thought
looked
he
like it.
body blocked him out. Wow.
It's sort of weird when you're moving sometimes. It looks like you can kind of grab them. You know, like you have like a melee attack compared to standing on it. But yeah, that one looked a little fishy. I don't know.
It must be hacks. That's
Right.
really the only answer here. Yeah.
Right. On
Figured out
land
the,
at the major. That must be it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well,
So,
to start things out here, though, so they do not have the Timbersaw bottom. It looks like Nigma were well set for that, too, with the Bat Rider being down here. So up top, they're going to start it out. We've seen this a couple times with Timbersaws lately. They actually do get a little bit of help to start, even as crazy as a tri-lane. But eventually, you do want to give him that solo XP. But as we said, like the start to his game is super important. So I really like the fact they're doing this.
so they'll rotate Teal down. That's the disruptor straight away. So there's a 2-on-2 in this top lane. And Kuro did skill up Fatal Bonds level 1. He's going to move over. As you mentioned, no way to get vision on top of the plateau, but he will find this sentry ward in the trees. So there you go.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, good thing that he doesn't have that ability. That'd be really annoying. Get double whammy there.
Yep.
So Armel in the mid lane too, not starting with the LSA because of the matchup versus the Windridge. Like typically, you almost always see LSA really early for these Lina players, like stun and secure range creeps. But Armel taking like this just slightly higher damage approach, longer range, and the wind run, of course, just being all annoying.
Yep. Not trying to put pressure on the Wind Ranger from the start. I like the idea from Armel. He's staying even with Weehawk, actually slightly ahead. Up top, KP getting pushed back. First blood, there it is. Kuro finds that bonus gold. 320 for him as KP takes a tumble.
And while that was happening, March was body blocking the small camp. So he stacked the medium camp or the hard camp, pulled it over to the small camp so that his body would be blocking the small camp at the same time. So even though they got that D ward, there won't be a pull available for Kuro.
Now a little counterplay onto Miracle. Lifestealer sustaining for now. Gets the heal from Kuro, but it's going to be tight. Right clicks will not be there. March finds the kill. Now more pressure onto Kuro. The Wisp going to stay nearby. Not going to be the easiest kill to find. He does have a Fairy Fire, and they won't pursue under the tower. Wisp a little bit low. Needs to be careful. GH finds a Courier. All the while, a little bit of bonus gold there for Nigma.
Man, that was a lot of additional damage onto Kuro, though. And now KB can just salve him, too. And they're going to go for another stack here. March really leveling it up here. And he's also going to get both his range creeps pulled, so Kuro's got to get over here for that. will grab their attention, but he's going to die for it.
Oh, maybe. Kuro comes the other way. He gets stomped by the Centaur. Oh, no. A turnaround. KP finds the kill that time.
That was a bit dangerous there for Kuro.
I was an angry conqueror.
Yeah, he's like, I got to go grab some items anyway. I'm sure it's fine.
Apparently, he's a fan of the Philippines.
Dude, he's going in again. Kuro's crazy.
I mean, March is just baiting him right now. He's so low. There's the salve, and Kuro gets down to about half HP. Pretty tense top lane.
Yeah, thankfully there's no action really happening down bottom. I mean, you got a magic wand already on Gabby. He's got 20 stacks, so I think he's going to be okay. And March, again, is going to keep forcing the action down near this stack. Constantly pulling the wave.
Nice little play by Tim's down bottom. Pulls that Bat Rider back with the glimpse. Keeps himself alive.
And Weehaw gets a haste rune here. Got the wave pushing in here too, so gonna try and just farm this out.
Armel's doing a great job though, staying ahead of Wee. Couple of denies, couple of last hits.
Yeah, once he got to level 3 as well, and he had the second point in the Dragon Slave, that's where there's a big jump in damage too. So able to output quite a bit more onto him. Has the bottle already too. But not getting the rune was a real issue for him. He tried to push the wave in, but Weehaw just kind of ignored it and made sure that he'd secure one of the runes, and he got lucky.
Back to the top lane we go.
Oh, bottom. Tim's actually got the rundown there, actually. Just got fissured. Killed by Bat Rider. I mean,
look at that. Glimpse level 1. It's a 60-second cooldown. It was still on CD when they manned up on him. So there's the advantage of the Bat Rider. Just better cooldown timings. KP up top trying to pressure Kuro, who does snag that bounty rune. Going to pay with his life for it, but does pick up that boon for the team. And it will be an even split at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, that's 250 gold for your whole team versus the 167 you dished out and some XP for the Timber. So calculate that, decide if it's worth it. He's going to say it is because he knew he was going to die if he walked over there.
Yep. And now on to KP, but March will be right there. Here come the creep army, though. Look out, Kuro. We know their bias. And things will break up a little bit. Disruptor headed mid right now. Curious what Tim's is thinking about. Only level 3. Does have a ward down, but bumps right into GH. Glimpse into the Lina. Armel. Laser. One more, and GH is down. Nice setup there.
Burns.
Man, that observer must have been placed like just after the sentry, eh?
I guess so. Miracle up top. Okay, he's fine.
Illusion.
Oh, the sentry's 7.5 minutes left, and the observer has... Yeah, oh, so he knows. So he placed that sentry down and saw it.
And just couldn't finish it.
Now he's trying to get vision by walking into the... Oh, there we go. Negative power shot. So that's what happened. That's why he was standing there like that.
Now,
I was
up
wondering
top,
why.
Mind control, looking for this big stack, and I think he's going to get most of them. He's going to get brought down pretty low, but he'll survive for now. KP looking for a target, putting some damage into Miracle. All the creeps have gone down. Need like a layer 3 cap there to see who got which set of neutrals.
Yeah, smart idea to keep making that stack, though, right? It's... Oh, GH. Nice Fisher into the totem.
And all of a sudden, it's a 2-on-3. They're in way too deep. March gets brought down. Tim's follows suit. It's a victory for Nigma, 4-5. Yeah, so they also get a kill on mind control.
Yeah, he just eventually died to the Thunderstrike.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Missed that last cast there. Good rotations from Nigma, though.
But I like the way the TNC set that up, right? Because you start with this, like, 3 heroes at first, and then down to a dual lane of a Timber Saw, and Timber's so greedy for XP, so you try and make up for that by creating this big stack situation. Obviously, they weren't able to just, like, freely farm it. But.
Glimpse onto Weehaw, but GH is right there. He'll break this up. Kuro even TP's in. Laguna back the other way. GH goes down, and now Tim's dropping some sentries. No way to survive this one. A 1-for-2 favoring Nigma right now.
I know I'm dead, so I'm just going to do something efficient. Ooh, the shovel. Nice.
Nice
Man,
and
I will say you know, one of the benefits of playing the same heroes over and over and over again is that he's just like automatic in certain situations. Like he just immediately identified that disruptor, had used his abilities, and even though there were heroes at like a half HP, he just runs out of full HP disruptors. He's like, I'm just gonna kill this guy. Like I can just walk at him and he's guaranteed to die. Ooh, almost got the cancel on that Timber Chain. Wouldn't have mattered, but could have gotten a little bit more damage onto KP up top.
Yep, he's working on his hood. Still has some farming to do, but tanking up.
Well, GH down bottom here. He's got 860 HP, but they've got that chrono.
Yep, nice fissure. Does connect on both. They might not even need the chrono. Tim's a pretty effective force in stopping the getaway, and GH will take a tumble. Another one for Gabby. Well, first one for Gabby.
Trying to keep that gold out of the hands of GH.
That's an invisible Lina. Lasso does come in. Still gets the kill onto KP. Mind control. No way he gets away with this. Tower shots helping out Armel. They make it a 1-for-1. But he still got the kill on the Timber. I think Mind Control's giggling in his chair right now. I think he's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, because Weeha's also ultimating the tower in the mid.
Oh,
Giving the
not so
focus
bad.
fire. Who also sees a big stack there that the Wisp pulls over. Down bottom, the Chrono's dropped.
And then
Again,
back-to-back
GH.
kill.
Yeah. Keep this guy away from Blink Dagger. I think you've heard the players on that team say several times they all feel like GH is just this incredible force that helps so much with the gold he's able to get early in the game. Several times I've seen like the 14-minute Blink Dagger lately, and you do not want to play against that.
Miracle's gone straight for the Maelstrom. He's got it picked up. Level 6, just farming in the jungle.
Have they gotten... Oh, okay. They've gotten 2 neutral items on the dark side. Felt like I hadn't seen any of them. And only one on the Radiant.
Oh, wow. They got the keen optic on the Bat Rider. That one's fantastic.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, that's nice. 75 cast rage is a lot of cast rage on Lasso.
Oh, yeah. KP up top, maybe in trouble. Does get that Timber Chain, though. And Nigma will be repelled for now. Now pressing forward
shackle.
and onto Armel and March. TNC starting to reinforce. They have a TP coming from the Void, but he cancels. And that'll be the end of it.
They're fermenting this bounty rune in the mid. Unfortunately, oh yeah, they took away our bounty rune aging in that recent patch. How unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sad times.
I wasn't aware that that was the mechanic of bounty runes that needed tweaking, but apparently that was what was pushing them over the edge.
Well, it was kind of silly to reward people for basically poor map positioning. It's like, oh, we finally got here this bounty rune, and now it's worth more.
Yeah, it's a fair point, I suppose.
Like,
Perhaps
did we need incentive to go after them? And that courier, he almost got the alacrities that were on there. But Gabby will get him delivered first as he's on his way to the Diffusal Blade, another popular item lately on the hero.
Diffusal first. Diffusal Lincolns, no less.
Lincoln's versus the Lasso and the Shackle Shot.
This is, when I see this build on Void, I always think of the old school counter to Wraith King. For that level 20 talent, though, we'll see Wee maybe in some trouble. Glimpsed back, does have some friends nearby. Maybe it's Tim's that's in trouble. Fissure does connect, and easy kill for the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, they're trying to go with Gabby at the same time, but they didn't stack their stuns. Oh, they made some crucial errors there.
And there you go, another time walk. He's good. Now back to the mid lane. Looks like a dive potentially onto Miracle, just chipping away at the tower, but reinforcements are here.
Oh, man. Void is so frustrating. It's because they weren't sure that if they perfectly stacked it, if they get the kill. So they had to try and go to like the absolute utmost limits, and that's why it got away.
KP knocked back, Fissure blocking him, and there will be no Timber Chain to survive. Chrono on 4, though. Is there enough damage? Double damage on Armel, in fact. They get Wee first, Kuro second. Out comes the combo from the Disruptor, and it's a disaster for Nigma. They're going to lose 4 in exchange for just that Timber Saw. Not what they were hoping for after a beautiful Chrono.
Yeah, very nice. That's making Cinderin proud strat there. The old double bubble escape gaming. The Chrono followed up by the Static Storm right after it, and you just feel like you have nothing. And, well, they dropped the rock trying to get the solo kill onto Gabby, and that's what can happen, is that now they are completely fearless. Like, we had these worries about what happens if they do this and that, and if they have the rock available, and, well, they just showed you what happens when you don't. But Weehaw gets a freebie down bottom by getting the TP in.
And Gabby does have a time walk, but in pretty far, trying to get a
going
counter kill
in,
onto
all
GH
right.
before he goes down, and he might just do it into the tree line. One more, Armel's there. Those
Yeah,
are
the bots.
BOTs. Now can they get away from this? Armel gets booped by mind control. Weehaw continuing to chase. No latch on the shackle. LSA off the mark, but the Void finds a bash. And Armel on the run, turning into two little fights now as Gabby's the one left behind. Flaming Lasso's there. Kuro rejoining the party, but another time walk available. Gabby mitigates all that damage. Glimpse onto Wee. Laguna, damage, not quite there. They need a few more. The wind run, magic damage isn't going to be enough, and they've got him. A long, drawn-out fight now as Mind Control's on the run. They should have enough damage to finish him off deep in no man's land. And that'll be a twofer for TNC.
So that's what, like 6 or 7 kills in a row? I guess they lost March in between with the first TP in there from Weehaw, but TNC absolutely popping off right now, and instantly they smoke.
Headed to the mid. It's only going to be Kuro, so not a high-prize target, but a kill they'll take if they can find it. Good sidestep on the LSA, and that actually keeps Kuro alive.
Well, this whole time, the hero that is absent for the Radiant is the Timbersaw, which is pretty unique. I mean, look how much damage has been done to this top tower. That usually means a really, really bad Timbersaw game. But in this case, his team's doing all right without him. He did get some pressure onto Miracle. I mean, that's not a Miracle normal amount of net worth for being this alone this game. He's had to jungle a lot because of this Timber. So this pick, although it's not like this super game-dominating Timber, it has worked out so far.
We'll find March again. Smoke rotation from Nigma. Be a tough one for March to survive, and he'll just let it go. All things considered, pretty happy to tank the gank. Keeps his Void alive, and Gabby just heads to the other jungle. 15-minute bounty runes. Looks like it'll go even. Radiant controlling that top part.
Yeah, we held double back and take the outpost while he pushes that bottom tower. So they're basically trading some damage onto their tier 1 down bottom right now to try and get some up top. I don't know if KP can finish this. It's going to require Armel, but Armel's trying to bait right now. He's got Arcane Rune. He really wants to have a fight here, right? Oh, that is the best item for Warlock. The Philosopher's Stone. I remember Liquid picked this twice, and Insania got the Warlock Philosopher's Stone both games. Pretty busted.
Absolutely. One of those
Of course, for now,
that
putting on
absolutely
GH is a good call.
does not care about those right clicks and kind of desperately needs gold in any way that he can find it. Man, Nigma getting pretty lucky with these items. Philosopher's Stone, Keen Optic, not a bad start.
Yeah, but their map movements aren't working out too well, unless GH can help get this kill down bottom, because Weehaw was pushing this tower. Armel eventually gave up on the kill and kept top. He just forced the tower together with KP, so they secured the top tier 2, and KP immediately TPs down bottom to try and hold this tier 1. And despite being a kind of low level for a Timber, his gold is all right. He's the 4th highest in the game, higher than the mid laner on the enemy team, so you'll take that, and he's got a pipe complete.
Uh-oh, up top, Lifestealer, they found him. Disruptor with that silence, no rage. Lena's there with the damage, but it's not enough. Gabby, though, with the chrono, does connect, cleans up the kill, and looking for more. Batrider TP's into it. LSA on 2. Oh, no, Nigma, not like this. 2 down, soon to be 3. They dive in onto Kuro, and it's a disaster on the high ground. They even use the rock. They kill the golem. And now we'll see how much TNC will get for this. They're chipping away at the tower. Backdoor protection does kick in, but there's a creep wave right here. And TNC are going to keep the pressure on, it looks like.
Now, the only problem could be the Earthshaker, right? If you don't have a good read on how much gold he has, which they really don't, they're not sure how close. He could be walking out of that fountain with a Blink Dagger, theoretically, so not worth risking anything. Might as well just go back for the tier 2s. But
he's chilling with the Philosopher's Stone
2
right now. I'd imagine they'll hand it over, but really feeling the pressure of that Blink Dagger.
Yeah. He's the biggest item right now for sure. Oh, the mid Timber Chain lasso grab onto KP. Still, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, he's a beefy mother with this Foot of Defiance. Not an easy target.
He
They
also
try to
has
use the dunk, but it's a disaster. Now Mind Control goes too deep. He gets brought down, and GH also gets killed. It's your classic turnaround. The Timber survives, and the Cavalry arrives just in time, thanks to that Wisp.
that was like I can make a cool play and grab this guy, but did you really want to?
Dire's
Like,
bottom tower is under attack.
he did not have enough damage nearby for MC to get the kill on KP, and you can see what KP's doing with his hood, right? Is that until he's actually in a really threatening position, you keep it locked like this. This has become like the new meta of pipe buying. And so when an actual fight breaks out, he's going to pop the hood, then he's going to unlock it so that it creates the full pipe, and he can get a double buff on himself.
Damn. That's badass.
Yeah, it's some next level strats that have come out lately.
I like that. Okay. Finally, Blink Dagger on Bat Rider, and only 1,700 on the Earthshaker. 2, 8, and 4. Been a little bit rough for GH, not gonna lie.
Man, you're not wrong about these items, though. I feel like every item that Nigma get, I'm like, wow, that's like the best item they could get right now. And then I look at the Radiant team, they're like, ah, yes, Dragon Scale. I mean, that item's okay. But, you know, it's no clumsy net or Pupil's Gift.
Yeah. Now, Miracle is going to go for Halberd after the Maelstrom.
Radiant
Not
are
too
scanning.
far away. Does feel like this Lifestealer has been a little absent this game, though. Miracle's done a good job keeping his farm up, and he's been in a couple of the fights, but doesn't feel like this carry is nearly as scary as what TNC have been able to do with this Void. You know, Gabby has been a constant threat pretty much since he hit level 6.
Yeah, Lifestealer has essentially like failed his mission this game, where because Lifestealer is supposed to be able to do well in the lane with the support, and then the enemy has to like leave the lane, or if they can contest the lane, they're definitely not able to
Dire's
slow down
middle
your farm.
tower is under
But
attack.
TNC found a situation where they could create a circumstance that Miracle has to go into the jungle and just farm this whole area,
Radiant's top
and so
tower
his
is under
his net
attack.
worth is not where he would hope
Dire's
it to be.
middle tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
A big level advantage for TNC right now. 2 level 15 heroes, and they've got a 13 in that Timber Saw. Nigma with 2 at level 13.
They've also got all 3 tier 1s still up as they take another tier 2 in the mid lane, leaving just the high ground towers left now for Nigma.
TNC just squeezing off the map, clearing out enemy neutrals. Void getting pretty close to a Lincoln's, and I think he's actually got it coming out on the courier now. There it is. And level 15, so Void now very slippery. 4.5 seconds on that time walk.
Well, do we have the Blink Dagger?
Dire are
We
scanning.
do.
Okay.
So it's time. They're going to smoke up. Power shot out the waves. The Dire are scanning. They found a target. Kuro is very far ahead right now. He's ready to drop this. He
Big
wants it.
setup. Timber Saw not nearby. They go in onto Gabby. Big time damage. Echo Slam onto the Wisp. That'll stop March from the save. Great play from Nigma. They grab 2, get that kill onto Gabby, and it does go the way of GH, so pretty solid.
I don't know who spotted that Lincoln's, but very nice job there. They might have seen it on the lane before, but they were completely ready for that. Kuro popped it before the lasso went down.
Got a 1,500, 1,600 net worth swing. So it does put a little dent into that gold lead.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff they need, though. Like, the only problem is they use the golem, so now it should be.
Radiant's
See now the,
bottom
Dude,
the
they use
best
everything.
case scenario. Yes.
Golem, lasso, dunk.
Radiant's bottom
They do get a
tower
tier
is
1
falling.
out of it, but yeah, huge
If you're
commitment.
Nigma, you hope that they're waiting for the Void to come back, then they do Roche, and it like burns more time in your ultimates. But they don't even wait for the Void. They've already started Roche. It's down to almost half HP right now, and they just want to run at your high ground now while you don't have these spells. And that'll be the biggest problem for Nigma. That's
Yeah.
why you see GH just like in a slightly dangerous position pushing out that mid lane because he knows how desperate the situation is right now. Same thing with MC. He's going to cut that next wave down in the bottom lane. So really what TNC needed was just like one person trying to hold a good wave for them, and it looks like it's just going to have to be the top lane.
Oh, they
Well, at least that's
smoke.
what Tim said. They're all going down.
Yeah, they smoke right out of the pit, and they're going to find Wee. Is this the target they can kill, though? Wind run away, trying to find a spot in the trees, looking to hold Chrono. Shackle does not latch, but the LSA connects. Nowhere for the little Wind Runner to go. He does have a buyback, but a great pick out of the
Tim's
pit.
TP bottom. He's trying to catch TPs. He got him.
Oh,
No Bat
Tim
Rider.
did get him. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, relocate from Gabby, and there they are, now back towards the base. The rest of Nigma on the high ground. KP maybe needs to be a little bit careful, but They're going to keep this creep wave pushed up.
Yeah, and he's Tranquils and Yule Stepper, so Tims will be back in that mid lane very quickly, while his companions will just relocate their way back.
Gabby jumps in, still has the Chronosphere, being close to the tier 4s, just trying to repel Nigma right now while his team does the damage to the buildings.
15 seconds till Echo.
Still 35 on that Golem.
Dire's
Lift
middle
down
tower
now,
is
should
under
be a pretty
attack.
easy tier 3. We'll see if TNC actually commit for the barracks with Batrider so
Dire's
close.
middle tower has fallen.
Gabby presses forward, I guess with the Chrono, they don't have too much to fear. Echo up in about 4 seconds. TNC being very cautious of this timer. And they'll just back out. They do some damage to the barracks, but they don't overcommit. Great control from TNC.
Yeah, they got wards behind them too, so they know the shrine is no one like lurking here trying to set something up or anything, so they just go right back and take that for themselves.
Free money.
Very clean gameplay here from TNC.
Dire's top
Looking
shrine
better than they
has
did
fallen.
during the qualifiers, that's for sure.
Yeah. Very decisive movements. I like the way Armel's been using these boots of travel. Felt like that was that extra little push to the global presence they needed to synergize with this Wisp.
Dire
It really let
are
them snowball
scanning.
and try and punish some of these heroes that need those first big items like the Batrider and the Earthshaker.
It also helps when the reveal of the BOTs get you a kill like we saw in
Look
the
at
bottom.
Gabby.
Yep, easy kill onto Kuro. Fight's going to break out now. Batrider jumps in, uses that lasso, but doesn't have a huge amount of support. Echo from GH, now Miracle's in, but that's the Chrono.
Kuro's
it's a big
coming.
clump. Not a lot of damage on the outside, but it should favor TNC. The Golem comes down. Now's the turn. Nigma doing some damage, but can they get these kills? TNC sustaining as Wee falls. Relocate out. Miracle going to get left behind. Is he going to have anywhere to go? They do get the kill onto Tims.
Gabby
Miracle
can't
is
really
sort of
move.
sustaining. The feast is stacking up. Now KP March on the run. TNC starting to regroup, but they drop the Laguna and Mind Control falls. That's going to be the Aegis on Gabby. He'll just focus on the Golem, brings that one down. Fight breaks up, and it seems things will favor TNC.
Burns,
Yeah, having
doesn't
to burn everything there is going to be rough. Because, again, no ultimates. You got the Aegis, so we'll see how cautious they want to be on the side of TNC, but... Oh, they're coming back out, though. They sense that Gabby's alone, and they are correct.
Time walks in time, though. And
They
he should be
think the
good.
ward's up there, but you can see it was just down on the ground as they now take it out.
So how many buybacks used there? 3, I think, from the Dire. Wind Ranger, Warlock, and the Earthshaker. Very costly.
Regeneration.
Yeah, TNC just slowly building that lead. Well, not that slow. It is only 26 minutes in, and the game kind of feels out of reach for Nigma unless they get some absolutely incredible wombo combos. Or a lot of solo pickoffs from Weehaw, but Weehaw just not strong enough to do that right now. I mean, I guess once he's the BKB, it'll be a lot easier. It's just several times he just gets hit by a single stun or even a slow, and it feels like he's done for.
Yeah, a couple of big items coming out for TNC. The BKB on Lena, the BKB coming out on Void, and also BOTs now on Timbersaw. So one more piece to that global presence.
How about Orb of Destruction when you're trying to end the game going high ground? That's pretty nice. They finally get a good neutral item now on the side of TNC.
Wow. Armor reduction. Very nice. Hey, it doesn't pierce spell immunity anymore. Oh, that's cool.
Right. A recent patch.
I think that was one of the greatest changes ever to Dota, putting the recent patch notes on the tooltips.
You know what? That was a great change. It's hard to believe that was a thing that like didn't exist.
Yeah, might be the most meta of Dota changes, but hey man, I'll take it. And he digs up a bounty rune. March, you lucky dog.
Yeah, but where's the bottle for the ultimate, value?
Ultimate value.
JK doesn't need a bottle.
Interesting that KP has a Blade Mail queued up next. He's already got a pretty good kit of items. Going to go for this relatively low ticket but high effectiveness choice.
Yeah, it's like what other item could I buy? Okay, Shivas would be cool this game. Am I going to get Shivas before the game ends if my team wins?
Hopefully.
Probably not. How do they win this fight? They have to splash a ton of AoE damage down on my entire team. So I have 2,000 HP and I regen a lot. What if I just buy a Blade Mill?
Yeah. The Lotus is a nice addition. Mind control creeping in the trees. They're going to think about a go onto KP, perhaps. I don't know if they'll have the damage. It's kind of a weird play. Does blink back just in time.
This guy's good. Oh, nice angle from KP. He's got a lot of distance. Not zigging. He's not gazelling enough here on MC, but the additional stun did not come fast enough from Tim's. He's a little bit too far away for the glimpse.
Noble effort there, though. And Tim's is starting to work on that Aghanims now. The build you mentioned, Yules into Aggies. And now up top, Chronosphere connects onto Miracle. Oh, no, that's a dead dog.
That's the worst.
60 seconds on the sideline. Kuro even uses the Golem and then dies. Will be stuck on the sideline without a buyback. That's a double damage on the Void and the BKB debut. That's what we call a heartbreaker there, Trent.
Yeah, I can't believe that that was a already raged Lifestealer. That was a lot of damage very quickly.
He does have the buyback, of course. But will it be enough, especially without that Golem? It's such a huge part of their team fight.
And they're pre-piped already, too. It's like, even if they got all echoed. All right, they're going to try it.
They're going to jump in and feel the effects of that pipe as Mind Control uses the lasso. Not enough damage coming out, and TNC will just try to reset things. Lina stays alive. Breaking up into a couple of fights as Gabby stays high ground, trying to finish off Weehaw. And on the back, KP chasing down Mind Control. Gabby in very deep right now, but he's got March to back him up. Able to time walk away. Does finish off the barracks. A little bit of a close call, but he's good.
Of all the people, pretty risky for Gabby to try and stick it onto Weehaw.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows that it's, you know, game over if he gets them, but...
He played that like he had an Aegis, but he doesn't.
he really did. I mean, he does have BKB Lincolns, so kind of understandable.
It's the rich man's Aegis.
Yeah.
High ground we go up top. Tier 3 tower turned to rubble. Nigma desperately trying to hang on. Bat Rider does have a buyback, but again, no lasso. Miracle glimpsed back. Does have to use that rage, but he's deep. He's surrounded by enemies. Gabby does finish off Kuro. No buyback there. Infest inside GH. It'll keep their Lifestealer alive. But there's just no damage coming out of Nigma right now.
Man, TNC just absolutely destroyed this game. They kind of played perfectly. I'm trying to think of, like, big mistakes they made. I can't even really think of one.
There weren't many. Armel stayed even, slightly ahead in the mid lane. Gabby got a lot of space early on. Used his Chronos pretty early
never
as
pushed,
well.
Too far either. Like, every time where there were definitely situations where, like, okay, they could go for the racks here if they want. It might be a little risky, but, you know, I've definitely seen teams do it in this situation. They're like, nope, go for the Shrine. Nope, go for the Roche. Just constantly securing everything. And again, we're going to get all those items up.
They did a particularly good job playing around the Timbersaw this game. There were moments when they rallied around KP to support him in lane and put pressure on, and then they found these moments where they left him alone, said, you know what, KP, you need some items, push out these lanes, get a little bit of space for yourself, and then they rallied around Gabby. You know, I felt like their movements were very tactful.
Yeah, it was interesting how he was basically just a cancel-out hero, where he kind of just removed Lifestealer from this game. And if you look, KP was involved in 13 of the kills, which is by far the lowest out of his teammates. Who's even the second lowest? Like, I think 18 of the Disruptor, the second lowest kill involvement. So, KP was extremely solo this game.
Now look at March's kit. He's got 2 rings, no fingers, a mech, a holy locket, a shovel, and some cheese. This is one happy wisp right now.
Yeah. Neutral items are pretty fun on some of these greedier supports who just love to fill every single slot.
Good old Ring of Aquila.
He needs the Essence Ring, though. That's the real one.
Titan Sliver on the Lina, and the big guys got the Aghanims. That's your Disruptor. Mutes items and increases duration. 7 seconds.
A long time.
That is a long time to be stuck inside of a Static Storm.
All right, they're smoking up here. Got the spider legs on Miracle. Maybe he can make some big plays through the cliffs.
He did finish up that Desolator, the Mjolnir, the Halberd.
Oh, they noticed. So GH saw the Lina, and he blink fissured, but it was just an illusion. Then it got pinged out by the side of TNC. So they know they're all down bottom. So they know they're either going to approach up the stairs, which is why they're standing here, or they're just going to go right back into their base.
Yeah, I like this positioning. There's only one angle, really, for Nigma to attack. You can see KP just cutting off those wraparounds. Now Gabby pretty confident going up to the high ground. There's that Aegis. Also an MKB. So jumps in.
Whoa.
Ooh, Chrono onto 3. Wind Ranger with a BKB. Might be able to live through it, but no. Weeha's down. Mind Control and Kuro going to be the next targets. Buyback on 1, buyback on 2, but it's another disastrous fight for Nigma. Miracle does absolutely nothing. Not a single kill on the side of Nigma as TNC sustained. Gabby, oh, there he is. He's just finding more kills as KP repels them to the well. Buybacks coming from Nigma, but this looks like the end. GG indeed. TNC dominate their way through in 34 minutes.
Did they ever? Man, Gabby was incredible this game. 12-1-14. He finished out 13-0-9. Wow. The 1 and the 2 of this one. That's pretty insane. That's extremely well played from those guys. Like the positioning from Armel, like that last pick Lina just felt so good. He never felt threatened. I don't think I ever saw him lose HP. I wonder how much damage he took this game. I feel like he just stood there in every team fight.
25K?
After the laning stage.
Same as the Wisp.
Okay, that's way more than I would have expected. I guess you lose a lot in the laning stage when you're a mid laner. That makes sense.
A
But
lot
damn.
of harassment from Wind Ranger, Earthshaker. So, yeah, you're getting chipped down, but I agree with you. A flawless victory for Armel. Played great in the lane. Never a moment when it didn't feel like he was in control. You look at this gold graph, and, yeah, that tells the story. You know, it wasn't too bad in the first 10 minutes, but never a moment where Nigma actually had this game. They were always playing reactionary to TNC, especially in that mid game when things started breaking up. Chronos greater than the golems, I guess. A chaotic offering just wasn't enough to counteract the big catches from Gabby.
Well, it's a bit of a dance when this happens too, right? It's like if you go first, then you have